ring the alarm, the Twin Flames Universe Spiritual Life Summit is still moving forward. Apparently, their early bird special tickets have been sold out, and over 100 people are anticipated to attend this event, with more tickets being released in the next couple of days or weeks. I, for one, find this very concerning, and I wanted to talk about it a little bit more in another video. So today, we are going to dive a little bit deeper into what this summit is all about, because guess what? We have some new information. So sit back, relax, take a nice deep breath, because it is time to let the fresh air in. Hi everyone, welcome back, or welcome if you're brand new. My name is Erin, and I am fascinated by all things cult, true crime, and unique spiritual practices. I drop 2 or 3 videos a week on one of these topics, so if you like this kind of stuff too, I would love to have you here as a subscriber to the channel. I'm really excited about this video. I didn't anticipate having to make another video on this topic so soon, but it sounds like Jeff and Shaleia have taken a little bit of my feedback, and they've actually provided a rundown of what exactly this summit is going to entail, which some of it's pretty shocking, and I'm pretty sure all of it can be found for free on the internet or with someone that might be a little more easy to trust, who doesn't have multiple docuseries out about them about how they're manipulative cult leaders. Plus, if tickets are still being sold for this, I want videos like this one to pop up in the algorithm so that when people are Googling the Twin Flames Universe Summit, this video pops up and just gets the word out a little more. I was a little proud of myself because when I was researching for this second video, I found my own pop up on Google. So I was really excited about that, because I'm hoping that someone who's considering purchasing a ticket and wasting their money on the summit, in my opinion, will click on that video and realize that they're probably not going to be getting the bang for their buck that they're anticipating. They might be getting the bang. Okay, that was inappropriate. Anyways, everyone, so today we are going to dive into this summit. Unfortunately, we know it's in Traverse City, Michigan, but we don't know exactly where in Traverse City, Michigan. And a couple of people commented on the last video that venues in Traverse City, especially during the summer, book up like a year, if not 2 years in advance. So I don't know if they've been planning this for some time, or if there's some kind of public social calendar that locals have, and you can let me know when this summit was booked. But it's safe to say, I think, that this might not be held in like a legit space. It might be held like, if Jeff and Shaleia have a large piece of property, it might be held on their property or someone else's property, or maybe they've purchased. I don't know exactly where it's going to be, but if you're thinking of purchasing a ticket, please consider the fact that you might be on your own when it comes to room and board. And I think Airbnbs and VRBOs are probably getting booked up there too, because it is their summer season. Plus, it's the weekend of Father's Day, so I can only imagine there's going to be a lot of travel going on that weekend while people go visit their families. Unless you're Jeff and Shaleia, where you encourage your followers to actually abandon their families and just come to your summit so that you can go to some stranger's wedding on Father's Day. I want to reiterate that the locals in Traverse City, Michigan are not necessarily happy about hundreds of people just showing up for some culty summit. In fact, it has been alleged to me that there might be some protests at the location of the summit, when that information gets publicized. So that might be why we don't have any real tangible information on actual location of the summit yet. They're probably not going to be providing that information unless you purchase a ticket to the summit. But how cool would it be if a bunch of us just showed up and protested this summit? And what if we made like not your twin flame shirts? Should I make merch, you guys? I don't know. I'm feeling creative. I'm feeling a little, I can't even use the word juicy anymore because I keep hearing it in content that Jeff or one of his inner circle says in their videos. And I'm like, well, now I can't use that word. No wonder for some ex members, it seems to be a trigger word. Anyways, guys, let's jump right in because I am very excited to go through these workshops with you. The number one event to manifest your twin flame in 2024, the Twin Flames Universal Spiritual Life Summit. You've never seen this in your life before, Twin Flames. 4 days, 10 plus workshops on how to manifest your twin flame union, an art show, and a twin flame wedding. Get ready for Twin Flames Universe 2024 Spiritual Life Summit. Are you on a quest to deepen your spiritual journey with your twin flame? Look no further. We are thrilled to announce this event where everyone who desires to take their journey to the next level is invited. Okay, the writing has improved. I will give them that. This isn't just a simple get together. Oh, they used a semicolon. Okay, last time we gave them a lot of, feedback about not using commas, and at least now we get a semicolon. So that is fantastic. This isn't just a simple get together, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity to immerse yourself in a world where like minded people will propel you into a world of love, spirituality, and personal growth. You will come out of this event with a twin flame that is immensely magnetized to you, so prepare yourself. Is that a guarantee that people will find their twin flame at this summit? I had a suspicion that that was going to be one of the reasons why they wanted to do this because they were like really wanting that in-person connection for the single people that are still searching for their twin flame because again, they can't pair people up within the group anymore because that would basically be admitting to the fact that they've paired people up in the group in the past, which is one of the major things that the docuseries have called them out on. So I think part of why they're having the summit, apart from it being like a massive, massive money grab, is also that they want to try to pair people up, but then they can be like, oh, it was you both were seeking the same thing and you came into harmonious union at our summit. We did it again. Yay us. Everybody needs Twin Flames Universe to find their twin flame, which a lot of people have been noting in the comments that they did not invent this spiritual concept. And I actually do have a video breaking down what exactly a twin flame is. I will try to remember to link it up here so that if you have any other comments you want to make on that video or you want to learn more. But don't worry, we know very, very well that Jeff and Shaleia are just repurposing these spiritual concepts into a package that makes it sound like they're the ones that know how to do it. It's very frustrating. It's very fascinating. And to those who are commenting that, absolutely, you are completely correct. Here's the program, and stay tuned for an early bird surprise at the end, which apparently those are sold out. So, day 1, artistic beginnings. Begin your amazing voyage with a captivating divine art show on day 1. Shaleia is an artist and photographer with years of experience in carefully crafted art. Some of the art seen at the event has never been exposed publicly before. Exposed. I wonder why they picked that word of all words, exposed. It sounds like sexy, kind of. I just wonder why they picked that word. You'll be transported by the artist's life progression and self exploration, well as their journey to finding their forever love. We are at a Twin Flame Summit after all. So, this is going to be what everyone who attends the summit are probably going to love, right? beautiful, loving paintings. There's this um, implication that divine love energy is going to be in the paintings as if it's been magically like painted into the painting. So if you buy it, you'll be drawing more of that loving energy into you. It has been alleged to me that a lot of the art at Shaleia's or it's been alleged to me that a lot of the art that Shaleia has shared in the past has actually been copied from other people. I mean, we already know she claims that she made a quote that Maya Angelou actually said. So it's obvious that she is not afraid to just take credit for other people's work or art. Plus, they kind of stamped their name on the twin flames concept as a whole. So very clearly, they're not afraid to just kind of exploit other people's ideologies and concepts to make sure it fits their narrative or whatever they're trying to package and sell you. They're putting all of their followers in this really uncomfortable position where they're going to feel like they have to purchase art in order to get in good standing with the leaders, because it's been alleged to me that they do keep track of their followers, and their followers post on social media, whether they've spoken out against them, whether they are asking too many questions within the group. So it would truly not surprise me if they kept tabs on who did purchase an item and who didn't purchase an item. Plus, it's very interesting that they've announced this at the beginning of the year during tax season and are trying to like sell so many tickets so early. And I understand you want to plan ahead, but it is interesting. It almost makes me wonder if there was a loss of income in 2023 because the docuseries came out in the fourth quarter of the year. So if this is some weird kind of money grab so that they can like pay their taxes or make a lot of non-taxable income for 2024 to almost make up for the loss. I don't know. That's just a speculation. Obviously, I have no idea. So, days 2 and 3, you will have engaging workshops. Days 2 and 3 are the heart of the summit, featuring workshops designed to enlighten, engage, and empower. You may enjoy purely twin flame based workshops on select topics, such as we finally get to find out what the topics are. This is great. I don't know. I mean, maybe they saw my video, maybe they didn't, but at least they can take feedback if they saw the video. I've got to give them that. I guess they can take feedback when it only serves them. Maybe I should just stop giving them my good ideas. Mastering the twin flame attraction and magnetism, divine romance and sexuality. I don't think they, based off of their history of how they define femininity and masculinity, I don't think they have I don't think it's appropriate for them to ever have a workshop on sexuality. Ever, ever. That's just my opinion. Intimacy and communication with your twin flame. Mm, I think that that's just them, because I'm imagining that in these workshops, people are going to be asking questions, right? And I would imagine that whoever is conducting the workshops, whether or not it's Jeff and Shaleia, because again, we don't know how much access people are going to actually have to Jeff and Shaleia. Are they conducting all these workshops? Is it people who are in their inner circle? Like, who is the person, the master of these concepts or the expert on these concepts so that they can share what their knowledge with other people, because it's all going to be based on their own experience instead of actual tangible steps that anyone can take that will absolutely work for that individual. It's all, well, this worked for me, so it's going to work for you, but not necessarily. So I'm imagining that people are going to be asking questions, and in a way, this could potentially mean that followers are unknowingly providing collateral. Like if they're prefacing a question with, here's the challenge I'm seeing show up in my twin flame union. How do I fix it? And Jeff and Shaleia can kind of take that in as data, remember it, save it for a rainy day. That way they have the opportunity to gaslight people. Well, at the summit, you had told me that you already felt this resistance. So later, when they ask that person to do something they feel uncomfortable with or crosses a boundary, they can pinpoint this moment at this summit where they had a concern or a question that they brought up when they were feeling vulnerable. So I'm just feeling concerned that in any group setting, when you're asking people to discuss things like love, romance, sexuality, attraction, intimacy, communication, people are bound to get vulnerable. And since other people are sharing, it's going to make you feel like you're safe to share. The group share dynamic can be very dangerous in the cult setting because it's like this. I don't want to say trauma bond, but that's essentially the idea I'm getting at. This group of people, they're all going to end up getting very, very bonded to each other because they're all sharing or oversharing. And since there's not a licensed psychologist in the room who can kind of field these questions and give people the proper tools that they need, it's going to make it's going to give people this false sense of safety when they don't actually have any safety, because anything that they share at this summit can be used against them later. So I think that this summit is not just a way to brainwash or further brainwash their followers, but also get some collateral on them so that in the future, when they might speak out or try to leave, they're like, this is just your resistance. This is just that problem you brought up at the summit. Because again, this feels like a perfect introduction to the potential commune. Don't you love it here in Traverse City? Don't you love feeling this loving energy? This is what it's like to be around Jeff and Shaleia, and you could be around Jeff and Shaleia 24/7 if you want to. All you have to do is give us your money, leave everything else behind, and move/build our commune for us, providing us more free labor and donating more money to our nonprofit, but we're just giving back to you and making the world a better place and creating heaven on earth. I'd be shocked if that wasn't the main purpose of this summit. You'll be able to talk to the original live students of this work, many who have already attained harmonious twin flame union. You'll gain insights on how they manifested a peaceful life with their ultimate lover. A panel discussion with Twin Flames Ascension School live students. Twin Flame Ascension School trivia. You'll have workshops on spirituality, abundance, and art. You'll meet people who have mastered their life purpose and created the life of their dreams. Once again, I have to ask, why can't you do an online Zoom panel and not charge people over $500? Not including travel and lodging expenses. It's going to cost well over $1,000 for people to go to this event. Some other workshops are aligning with your divine body, developing your third eye and psychic abilities, which I do believe in people having psychic abilities. Even myself, I've had moments where I'm like, I'll have a dream and the thing will happen a couple days later, or I'll have a gut feeling to do something and it'll be like the exact perfect time to do it. Um, But I don't think that that's stuff that's necessarily like teachable in a group setting. I think it's a very personal journey for people. Maybe that's just me. I think you can have someone to help you like understand yourself a lot better when it comes to this, but doing so in a group setting just feels a little icky to me. But my favorite workshop, and probably the most valuable workshop, is the mandala coloring and divine artwork. And in some of the the videos I've watched, it's literally been like a video of someone coloring in what looks like what was taken from a coloring book. Like, I have an adult coloring book and it's full of mandalas and it's just very like calming and soothing to color on. I'm not spending $500 to go color with you. How dare you try to sell that? I'm sorry. How dare you try to sell that? A what a joke. There is a program for everyone, and the best thing is that you'll get to do the spiritual work with a community that understands you and is walking the same path. I said it in the first video on Monday. It's about bringing people who have common interests together. It's about being with a like minded community that understands you and is walking the same path. But and look, I've talked about this before how I've been in groups where it seems like such a good idea to just go somewhere to a commune where everyone lives the same way. Like, for example, vegan friends online. There's this joke that it's so hard to find like real life vegan friends. So, I used to be involved in the vegan online community. I'm not anymore because it started feeling really toxic to me, and maybe you'd want to hear a video about why. Let me know in the comments down below. But the idea that we'd all move together and live off the land and no one's eating any meat or animal products and we're all sober and we're just dancing in the moonlight and showering in the rain and living in little huts. Like, it sounds like when you're tired and you're kind of drained from a capitalistic lifestyle, yeah, that sounds all fine and dandy. But when you really get to it, I feel like something like that, if you're only around people that think exactly the same way as you all of the time, it just gets boring. Don't we want variety? Don't I personally love discovering the differences between people. I love exploring what makes people who they are. I love getting more points of view. I love seeing other cultures. Like, if I wasn't doing this for YouTube, I would be doing like a travel YouTube channel because I would just love to explore different types of culture. I mean, humans are so fascinating to me, and that's partly why I love researching cults because some of them are so different than how I see the world that I'm really curious and I really want to understand, like, how did they come to believe this, all of this stuff in Scientology? How did they come to believe all of this stuff? It's really, really interesting to me. So I just feel like being stuck in one space with the same types of people all of the time, it would get boring and like detrimental to your health because then you're not learning anymore. You're not learning, you're not growing. And honestly, it's kind of laughable that I'm saying he's because I always think of like Jeff, which I have received the note and I'm trying to be better about how Shaleia is just as at fault as Jeff is. But I think it's funny that they want to conduct a workshop about aligning with your divine body. What do you know about that? What do you know about that? All you are trying to do is force people to eat and move the way that you do. It's not for their best good or their highest good. It's not. That's an individual thing. All of these things are individual. The way you attract someone, what you're looking to attract, that is individual. The way you identify, exploring your sexuality, that is individual. All this is going to be at this retreat is a regurgitation of everything that Jeff and Shaleia think should be the way that people should live when it comes to being in harmonious union or finding their twin flame. And the only reason they push these beliefs out so hard and don't really let people discover it for themselves is because they have a product to sell. The product is their concept and the way they utilize that concept. It's not even their concept. They're doing it in such a way that they're propping themselves up to be the experts on this spiritual concept that is so intangible that it can't be equated to a product to sell. Day 4, a twin flame wedding. Wouldn't you want to know whose wedding you're going to? And I would want to know who's coming to mine. I'm planning a wedding and it's stressful to just figure out the guest list and who's coming and how we're going to do it. I wouldn't want so many. I mean, and maybe it's different because maybe Jeff and Shaleia are paying for this twin flame union. Maybe they're encouraging it. Maybe they're forcing it. Maybe they don't even have the twin flames who are going to get married. Maybe they don't even have them confirmed. And it's kind of like something that people in the inner circle can win. Like, oh, if you're doing really well with your twin flame, we'll marry you at the summit. Won't that be such a exciting thing for you? When in actuality, no, it won't be. The ultimate twin flame experience. This is the manifestation of the twin flame marriage on earth, the perfect way to end this 4-day event with a celebration of divine love. And this is concerning to me because not every loving union has to end in marriage. Not every marriage is a super positive and loving environment. And a lot of people get stuck in toxic relationships and toxic marriages because they feel like there's no way that they can get out of it. And so, pushing this idea that like a twin flame wedding is like the ultimate symbol of two people loving each other. I mean, there was a time where I didn't even care to get married. I just wanted to be in a loving relationship with someone that loved and respected me too. And I understand everybody believes different things about what it means to get married and how strong a vow a marriage is. But I just want to make the point that putting this pressure almost on people that the wedding is the ultimate twin flame experience, it kind of puts this pressure on all the paired twin flames like, well, now we got to get married. And I think that that's this pressure when we talk about like trafficking in when it comes to the twin flame universe and things that they could actually be convicted of, and trafficking has come up before. This coercion or this pressure to fly to a new state or a new country to have intimacy with this essentially stranger who you've never met because they're your twin flame, to move in together with someone who is abusive or dangerous because you feel this pressure from Jeff and Shaleia and the group to be with your twin flame because that's what they did. Because since Jeff and Shaleia met online, I think, and came and moved for each other and got married, that means that's how everybody else has to be because it's just this inexplicable attraction and magnetism to each other. And that is valid. I've told my story before about how I met David, my fiance, and just knocked on his apartment door because our best friends knew each other. And it did feel like we were just drawn to each other by something higher than ourselves. And we are getting married. And so I just want to make the point that, like, I understand why this is such a lovely romantic idea. But I think that showing off this twin flame wedding, it puts unnecessary pressure subconsciously on everyone else to strive for that. And I don't think that's necessary. I don't think two people have to get married in order to be living the full expression of their love for one another. Why attend? The summit will be a transformative experience. It's a chance to connect with like minded individuals who share your journey. Buzzwords, like minded individuals. Just beware of that at all costs. Beware of it. Gain invaluable insights and practical tools to enhance your twin flame connection. Honestly, just communicate with your partner. Communicate your needs, be understanding of each other, and remember that you respect each other first and foremost. Sometimes I really think, or I guess I've come to believe that, I love my fiance so much. But there have definitely been times where I've been frustrated either with him or our situation. We were long distance for a really long time. We're both workaholics. We both get really busy. We need to be better about prioritizing one another. But through all of those challenges, it never means that we aren't still so in love with each other. What it means is sometimes we have to make sure that we're respecting each other's timelines, each other's boundaries, and honoring the bond that we have together. And I think things like couples therapy can be so beneficial to couples, but I don't believe that going to a summit where someone is just regurgitating information that worked for them is the answer to a couple's challenge. It really comes down to honoring each other's needs and boundaries, respecting one another, and nurturing the love you have. Because it's easy to be in a long term relationship and things can get stagnant, and you're just like, okay, well, And this is the person I love. It's my roommate. This is who I live with, and they're there for me. But then you forget to, because of the hustle and bustle of life, you forget to really sit and nurture that relationship and have your date nights and have your days where you just kind of sit and do nothing together or nurture each other's company and needs. And that's what you need. And it changes between each couple, right? Maybe there are some valuable things that Jeff will and Shaleia will be able to say at the summit, but I can almost guarantee that it's nothing unique and it's nothing that we haven't heard before, and it's nothing you won't get from a couples therapist, and it's nothing you won't find on relationship advice TikToks or YouTube channels or articles. It simply isn't. Experience a sense of community and belonging, fostering deep, lasting connections. This makes me really sad because I feel like it's targeting a lot of people, especially after 2020, with how isolated we all were and how lonely a lot of us became. A lot of people are still searching for their community. And a lot of people are still in the cycle of finding that community online. And that's totally fine. Like, some people are really good at fostering relationships on the internet. I have a hard time like responding to texts and messages all of the time, even emails. So if you've emailed me and I haven't responded, I apologize. But this might be very, very attractive to someone that is feeling lonely, is really feeling like they want a romantic connection in their life, and they've found this sense of belonging in the Twin Flames universe. And when you're anywhere where it feels like you belong, you're welcomed, you're love bombed, it's the perfect person for someone like Jeff and Shaleia to like sink their teeth into and get to come and live at a commune if that is the end game here. Because again, we have to remember that when a business or a nonprofit buys property, that's a tax benefit for them. When they have people building that property or moving to that property or donating to help build that property, it's a tax benefit for them. So nobody get this twisted and think that Jeff and Shaleia are conducting this summit just because they want to help you. Enjoy a fun, engaging, and uplifting atmosphere. What's not mentioned here is their end goal is to get money from you. That's it. That is it. So I think it's safe to leave this there for now. If you like this format of videos where I kind of go through the websites with you and break down my research with you, I like it just so you can see how I'm connecting the dots from one thought to the next. Today was a little bit more simple, but if you want to see my previous video, how we kind of went down the rabbit hole together, I'll link that up here. And I just want to say thank you all so much for your support. Share this video or at least share information, especially if you are local to Traverse City. And if you do live there and you have the scoop, I would love to talk to you. I know a couple of you have emailed me, and for that, I am so eternally grateful. And let me know if you want Not Your Twin Flame merch. I think that could be really fun and funny. And with that, I'd love to just say thank you. Have a wonderful rest of your week and weekend. Stay safe out there, and remember to always ask questions. Thank you all so much. Have a great day. Bye.